Have you ever asked yourself why you got cancer? Well, you're not alone, because a lot of cancer survivors ask themselves this question. In today's video, I want to help you answer this question in a way that doesn't make you feel burdened with guilt about what you may or may not have done in the past. I think it's important that we approach this question with a lot of sensitivity, with understanding, and most importantly, with curiosity. Because when we're clear on the answer, it allows us to put the brakes on cancer development and truly transform our health. Hi guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Trifina Sofian, founder of Young and Cancer Free. This channel is the best place for cancer survivors to find tips and inspiration to empower their journey and love life again. Before we go any further, I want to give you a word of caution. Please do not go down the rabbit hole of what ifs. What if it was something I ate? What if it was something that I drank? What if it was the stress that I endured for so many years? Would I have gotten cancer in the first place if I didn't do those things? If you focus on the past, if you focus on the what ifs, it's just going to drive you crazy. You're going to feel so much regret, you're going to feel so much suffering. So if you notice yourself focusing on the past and dwelling on the what ifs, then I want you to stop. There's no upside whatsoever in judging your past actions. Look, none of us are perfect, and we don't know everything there is to know about health. And honestly, we're all living a life the best way that we know how. So instead of focusing on the things that we can't change, I want you to focus on the things that you can change, which is to focus on the now and to focus on your future. I get it, we want answers and we want to get to the root of the problem as to why we got cancer in the first place. But what I often see is that a lot of cancer survivors approach this question the wrong way. They fall into the trap of this one thing mentality. What do I mean by that? Well, cancer survivors often think that there must be this one thing that caused their cancer, and they try and rack their brains about what it could be. Was it the type of deodorant that I used? Was it because I colored my hair? Was it because I drank too much? Was it because of something I ate or didn't eat? You see, the causes of most cancers, like breast cancer, are multifactorial in nature. And that means that the things that caused my cancer and the things that caused your cancer can be completely different, even though we might have the same pathology. Therefore, that one thing mentality is flawed thinking and creates more confusion for the cancer survivor, especially if they see evidence that refutes that one thing. For example, a woman with breast cancer might think, maybe it's my genetics. So she goes off and gets her genetic testing done. And if she gets her genetic test back and it was negative for any breast cancer genes, first of all, she might feel relieved, but then her question of, well, what caused my cancer was not answered, and therefore that woman might feel even more confused. And I see many cancer survivors stop inquiring way too early just because they feel overwhelmed. Have you noticed that not many cancer doctors ask about lifestyle? The fact of the matter is cancer is complicated, and the factors that drive its growth are multifaceted and interconnected. So what do oncologists say to their patients? Well, it's probably bad luck that you got cancer. What the oncologist really means is that he doesn't know what caused your cancer, and he doesn't have any straight answers for you. You have to also understand the practicalities of it all. A standard oncology consult is already over an hour, and he barely has enough time to talk you through the treatment plan, let alone ask for your entire life history. Instead, your doctor probably reassured you that it wasn't anything that you've done and that cancer doesn't discriminate, which is pretty sweet in a way, but when you think about it, it's actually misleading and disempowering for the woman. Because if we don't know what caused our cancer, then how are we supposed to stop it from coming back? Can you imagine if you were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or heart disease and your doctor told you it was probably caused by bad luck? It sounds ludicrous and no doctor would ever say that to you. If cancer was bad luck, then all the scientists, all the cancer researchers that's looking into the cause of cancer should just stop what they're doing, because you can't research bad luck. Like a fingerprint that's uniquely ours, the cause of our cancer is made up of risk factors that are uniquely ours because of the differences in our physiology, the way we live, our environment and our genetics. They all play a part in cancer development. Instead of looking at different factors to pinpoint a cause, a more useful way to think about cancer development is to understand the terrain. You can think about microscopic cells in your body as the seed and the terrain as the soil. You see, everyone has microscopic cancer cells in their body. However, not everyone develops tumors. If our bodies or our terrain is unfavorable for cancer growth, therefore we will be able to resist cancer recurrence more effectively. So if you're serious about preventing a relapse, then you firstly have to get rid of the bulk of the cancer through undergoing treatment, and you also have to fix your terrain as well. If we really want to start taking control of our bodies and our health, then we need to have the courage to take inventory of our own life. The first step in transforming our health is to have awareness about how we live. It's not easy to put a mirror up to your life. It can be quite confronting and you can judge yourself too harshly, which of course is not going to serve you. So I want you to go easy on yourself. Let curiosity guide you. And I want you to think of yourself as a scientist, first just observing your life without judgment. You see, most of the time we live our lives in go, go, go mode. We are living our lives on autopilot mode without ever stopping to think of the imbalances that we create in our lives. We don't really stop and think about things that don't serve us. For example, when our body begins to break down, we often ignore it. These little niggles and pains, it's more of an annoyance. We'd rather take a pill, suppress the symptoms, and instead of addressing it head on, we simply just ignore it. And we all know that little niggles in our body, when we leave it long enough, can lead to full-blown disease. Remember that disease in your body always starts with a feeling of dis-ease in your body. Deep down, we all know what healthy habits are. Eat more fruits and vegetables, get lots of exercise, get enough rest, and don't stress too much. Intellectually, we know that a lifestyle change is needed to prevent a recurrence. However, many of us struggle to make that change because we're emotionally conflicted on the inside. A big reason why lifestyle change is so hard, because there's a lack of awareness of what drives our behavior. There's usually a mental and emotional component that's never addressed that is blocking us from creating that transformational change in our health. Just think about all our bad habits. Think about overeating, over drinking, sitting around on the couch and watching TV. Those are common things that we do in order to cope with life. It's the way we comfort and soothe ourselves because life is hard and yet we have to keep on going. It's no wonder we feel uncomfortable and conflicted when we think about changing our lifestyle, because it means giving up those exact things that help us cope with life itself. So what do we do instead? Well, we talk ourselves out of changing our lifestyle. We remember that first time when we're diagnosed that our oncologist said that cancer is bad luck. We try and rationalize it, that we actually don't need to change our lifestyle. And I think if you believe that, then you're giving your responsibility and your power away. You'll feel helpless against a cancer recurrence, and you'll feel hopeless for your future. I feel that it's important to educate ourselves. We need to do the research about what foods that we should eat and the vitamins to take and all those different strategies to prevent a cancer recurrence. However, when you're always looking at the external world about what you should do, then you're always searching for the next thing. You'll feel that you're never doing enough prevention, and you'll be living a life chasing for the next cure. So it's equally important to look inwards for the answers. When you yourself notice the things that are out of balance in your life, then you'll get those aha moments. You'll get those breakthroughs. And those breakthroughs are going to be the most powerful drivers of your transformation. Instead of feeling like life is going to be restricted when you create a lifestyle change, you'll actually want to make those changes. You feel motivated to make that transformation. It's because when you create those breakthroughs for yourself, you're going to feel differently, and therefore you're going to act differently. So the question is, do you have the courage to look at your life at a deeper level? If you really believe that you need a change in your life, that you have the power to prevent a recurrence, then I have the resource just for you. To get you started noticing dis-ease in your life, I've created a tool called the Dis-Ease Life Inventory Exercise. This exercise will help you create awareness in 4 major areas of your life: your self-care routine, your physical health, your emotional and mental health, and lastly, your relationships. I've created it just for you, and you can download it free for a limited time. So go ahead, download the worksheet, do the exercise, and I hope you have that greater awareness about your life. By creating awareness, you're one step closer to creating a life that nourishes you, that strengthens you, that protects you from cancer. Don't wait for permission to make yourself a priority. Once you finish the exercise, don't forget to comment down below and let me know what aha moments that you've made about your life. Remember that everything in life is all about perspective. You can think of your cancer diagnosis as a death sentence, or you can view it as a wake-up call to your own life and create the healthiest version of yourself. Okay guys, if you like this video and found it useful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Alright, bye for now.